All right, aloha shifters. Welcome once again. This is Brendan, and you're tuned in for another live team tarot reading broadcast that we are doing here. And so, obviously, for those of you who've been tuned in before, slightly different format today. Just had to be able to do it from my desktop because I got some stuff on my phone that I'm sorting out. But nonetheless, we are doing this, we are moving forward with it, and we are being able to see what the universe has in store for us today, this week, moving forward, whenever you may be watching this. So thank you so much for tuning into this. As per usual, we'll just give it a couple minutes in the intro to be able to allow people to be able to join in and to be able to invite you guys to be able to share this broadcast with your friends. And I'll just be able to explain the basics of what it is that we're doing as I just charge the deck, as I get ready. And you guys are welcome to add any like mojo, add any some like bonus cosmic energy that you want to as we get the deck all charged up. And so again, this is something that we've been doing on a regular basis for the past several weeks now, and even beyond that, to be able to open ourselves up to being able to receive guidance from the universe. This is kind of like a cosmic forecast in a sense. And through this, by setting the intention of show us what we need to see, it creates this space for the universe to be able to send us an opportunity to be able to see certain messages, things that we might want to be able to focus on, things that are going to be able to have an opportunity to be able to give more clarity and more guidance and more inspiration for what it is that we are doing right now. So I'm just going to charge the deck. And again, for those of you who may not be entirely familiar with tarot, tarot is an opportunity for the universe to be able to communicate to us through the language of symbols. And again, this isn't so much like a fortune telling as much as it is like a mirror for us to be able to see parts of ourselves. And so we're going to get right into this. And of course, for those of you who have been tuned in before, you guys already know that we do have the opportunity for people to be able to do one-on-one sessions with me. This is something that we've been getting into, been getting like awesome feedback from everybody who's been doing it. And so this is one-on-one tarot reading and intuitive reflection sessions. So if you're a person and you're looking for that additional guidance, clarity, and inspiration, and if you just want to even be able to talk to me one-on-one, let me know. The information is in the video info, and that is available for a pay what you wish contribution sliding scale between $5 and $40 US. And so just send me a message if that's something you want to set up. And again, if you value what it is that we do here, what we provide for the community as a free service, then please feel free to donate either through the paypal.me/Brendan Culleton link as on screen, or the Patreon link.com/Brendan Culleton as well, to be able to sign up as a monthly contributor to be able to get your shifter booster kits. And you guys already know we got buttons for all you signing up for the team Patreon, plus your light guardian crystals. But again, enough with the shameless plugs, Brendan. Jeez, we just came here for the tarot reading. Guys, calm down. It's okay. We're getting to it. It's all good. Awesome. All right, guys, let's get right into this. So I invite you to be able to hold space with me here. Again, share this link if you want to. Jump in the live chat with each other. It's great to be able to hold this space together as a community. So what we'll do, we'll pull the card, we'll go through the book, read what the reading has. This is from the Ananda Tarot deck, for those of you who are curious. This is a very powerful, very potent deck. So I'm excited to be able to see what the universe has in store for us today. So let's just close our eyes here. Invite you to join me in this moment, and collectively as a team, as the team through Paradigm Shift Central, building a global team of shifters, people intentionally helping shift consciousness, and we're going to relate it back into that as always, inviting us to be able to hold the intention of show us what we need to see. So let's take a breath here. Yes, the sound effects are important. Oh, great universe. Show us what we need to see. Bloop. Cool. All right, so pulling the deck. Pulling the card right from there from the deck. We shall see what we got this day, this week. And here we go. The card that we have pulled today is Cups 9. So allow me to open this up for you as we take a look at what the message is coming forth to us. And again, please feel free to leave some comments. Let us know what this card means to you as we go through it together. So just looking at the image here, I'm just going to hold this up for you guys so that you guys can see it nice and clearly. What do we got image-wise? We have 9 cups on a crescent shape underneath a mandala in the sky. each one kind of a different size, balancing out from a center point over top of a landscape. And the landscape has a river running through in the middle of it with trees on the side and some very interesting geometric patterns. And again, noting that Mandela in the sky kind of connected with the cosmos. So let's read into this a little bit further and see what messages are in store for us. So as I read this, just keep looking at the card or just close your eyes and be very receptive to the message coming through in this moment. Nine of Cups, the image. In front of a deep blue sky above a landscape bathed in bright colors, a group of cups encircle a mandala. Meaning, joy of being is the expression of a positive attitude towards life, with which man brings his inner world of emotions outside. As a result of turning inward, in which he recognizes the outer world within the essence of his being, his consciousness grows in the awareness that the composition of the world is an answer to inner turmoil. I'm just going to reread that part. As a result of turning inward, in which he recognizes the outer world with the essence of his being, his consciousness grows in the awareness that the composition of the world is an answer to inner turmoil. As one calls in the wood, it echoes accordingly. In the certainty of deep feeling that the experience of interconnection to all life brings, the individual is then able to develop deep trust. From the inner security that is experienced on a deeper level of existence grows the easy, carefree feeling of a childlike nature, which makes possible and innocent a carefree experience of the world of senses. The unhindered expression of joyous feeling for life not only fills one's being with an experience of intense joy, but makes it possible for his fellow creatures to participate in it also. In experiencing the material world of form as space of resonance for the mind, the individual consciousness recognizes in experiencing the material world of form as a space of resonance for the mind, the individual consciousness recognizes itself as a part of cosmic consciousness and becomes a conscious co-creator in the divine plan. As little as one should fall prey to the senses and become their slave, a forceful repression of feelings and their natural requirements becomes necessary. Rather, the focus is more about sensory experiences and expression of feelings through which the soul gives outer form. Their shape. The world of feeling builds the cutting edge between mind and matter. He who recognizes the beauty in things awakens them to life. By awakening them to life, he approaches his own fulfillment. Astrological significance, Moon, Venus, novile aspects. Keywords: feelings of wholeness, loving attachment, expression of life, affirming feelings, collective play, lightheartedness, nurturing awareness, sensuality, artistic expression. Traditional meaning: pleasure, zest for life, social gathering, human warmth, affection, positive attitude towards life, joy of being, carefreeness. So this is a super cool card to be able to receive right now. And as I read this card, I think the main elements out of this are really just the importance of being able to tap into our feelings while also being able to honor the childlike perspective that we can bring into this world. And so again, like looking at the key words in this, a lot of them are to do with feelings and lightheartedness and nurturing awareness. And so I think in terms of like what it is when we move forward in life can sometimes be this accumulation of very heavy things. And those heavy things have a tendency to really almost like bury our inner child, or to kind of like push it to the back in terms of like being a current part of our perception of reality, being modern, being relative. And so this card is a very powerful reminder for us to be able to make sure that we are nurturing the lighthearted nature of who we actually are, of who we are at the core of our being. And so this card, as I go through just again hitting upon some of like the key frames in this concept, The unhindered expression of joyous feeling for life not only fills one's being with an experience of intense joy, but makes it possible for his fellow creatures to participate in it also. And so when we're talking about the shift in consciousness, which again, the Paradigm Shift Central Project, this is all about encouraging us to be beacons, to be spires, is what we were talking about with the last card, with the flame, the Ace of Flames. And so this card is really getting even more specific. It kind of is complementary to the previous card that we had last week in the sense of being able to remind us that through our expression of joy, others are being able to feel that they can express that joy as well. And so this can be a very, very powerful thing when we just simply allow ourselves to reconnect with our nature. And so this literally, very literally could just mean going out in nature. This could mean waking up in the morning and practicing dancing. This could mean making time for being able to create space for artistic expression. All of these acts are important parts that nurture our spirit, which change how we see the world, which heal the inner turmoil, and which in turn heal the collective. So I think like a big thing to keep in mind is that, you know, as we are shifting through things on a conscious level, all of what we are shifting through on a micro level is a reflection of what is happening on a macro level. And some of you have probably heard me talk about this before. Maybe I've even talked to you about this individually doing like other things, but what we are looking at right now on a collective level is this kind of like stifling of the inner child. You know, like kids in today's day and age, they're kind of like being taught to grow up even faster and faster and faster, and they're leaving their childhood behind. And people who are already in adulthood are taught that, you know, like having a childlike perspective on the world is impractical, it's irresponsible, it doesn't serve a purpose. And yet what we need to be able to do is really look at where the childlike aspects of ourselves have been stifled and to be able to give them attention, to be able to give them love, and to be able to nurture them. And so it's interesting when you think about the idea that like within inside of us, we're not just like one thing, you know, we are many things, and in that sense there's many different parts of us, there's many different sides of us, there's many different elements to us, and one of those very important elements is that inner child that is still a part of who we are. And so even right now, just like take a moment, like when was the last time that you consciously acknowledge the inner child inside of you? And how have you expressed that? How have you not expressed that? How can you nurture that better? And I think the purpose of what we want to be able to do is to be able to bring forth that childlike perspective and energy while still being an adult, while still being who we are, while still being embodied. And so again, that childlike perspective on things is the part of us that will dance regardless of whether anyone's watching. It was a part of us who will play music regardless of someone else's judgment. It was a part of us who will get messy simply for the fun and the joy of it. And these are really, really important things that we need to be able to intentionally create time and space for. And also just being able to, again, this is like super practical, super obvious advice, but sometimes we just need to hear it as a simple reminder, is to get out there in nature to be actually able to practice acknowledging the awe of your surroundings. So again, you know, like as we get older, people talk about this idea that like as you get older, the world like gets duller, things become grayer, things lose their magic. And it's not that the world loses its magic, it's the way that we see the world, the lens that we perceive it through is one that is, in a sense, seeing it with less magic. So again, it's how you perceive the world that determines how it is received in that perspective. So we really need to be able to practice looking for the magic, looking for the awe, looking for the synchronicity, looking for the miracles, looking for the joy, looking for just like the absolute beauty. And so this could literally mean like going out for a walk in nature and getting down on the ground, like literally on the ground, take off your shoes, get your fingers and feet in the ground and look at like what's on the ground. Look at the leaves, look at the dirt, look at the bugs, and like make friends with them, like make friends with a bug, to be like, hello little bug, like you're so cute. And so it's like really just kind of like bringing in that element of humor that's inside of us. And again, you know, like what is humor? Humor is a very interesting thing, and kids kids are great at humor because humor is something that is natural to this reality, and it is really about being able to observe like the peculiarities of this reality, and sometimes it's also being able to observe like the cuteness of this reality. And ultimately, when you look at this world, like, it is so cute. There's so many things in this world that is cute. Like, have you ever seen like a dolphin smile? It is so cute. And like a dolphin laugh, like, do it. I want you to practice doing a dolphin laugh right now. Like, I don't care where you are, just practice doing it. And I'll give you an example. So like a dolphin laugh would be like, like, it's so stupid, right? And now people are just gonna be like judging you and just gonna be like, that person has, what's wrong with that person, right? But then, like, if you just kind of like use that as a little practice to just kind of like realize how much you are getting in your own way from being able to express joy in any single moment, and realize the fact that you can express joy, you can experience joy, you can be joy in any given moment. And so the idea behind this, and I've talked about this before in other readings, is being carefree without being careless. Carefree, not careless. And so this is where we as adults, we get to really have the best of both worlds, because we get to carry that carefree element of a child while still being responsible, and more so than that, while being able to direct that energy with focus and intention in ways that is going to be able to help make a difference in other people's lives. It's again going to help lead by example. It's going to invite people to do the same. It's again kind of, this is like literally what I was saying, like similar to the Ace of Flames card. This is why, like, when you're doing things like free hugs, you lead by example. Other people see this and they're just like, wait, like, if that person's doing free hugs, then that means I can do free hugs. If that person's dancing on the street just because, then that means I can dance on the street just because. If that person is creating really cool art and posting about it on Instagram, then I can do that as well. And so we really need to nurture the childlike elements of who we are, while also being able to share it, and then in turn helping uplift that within every single one of us. And that's like an incredibly important thing. And so like being a child like doesn't necessarily mean that you are kind of like dismissing the responsibilities of being an adult, or you've suddenly become inadequate to handle things. It's really about being able to understand what the value is of being able to see the world through the eyes of a child. And in a way, we think of like the childlike perspective as being immature, but in fact, the childlike perspective is one that is infinitely ancient. Because when you think about being a child, you get into this perspective that, they haven't had all that dirt and mud built onto them. They haven't had that kind of innocence completely fractured yet. And so the way that they're seeing things is kind of like more pure. It's like more of the natural way in which the soul wants to be able to see things. And so we really have to honor this. We really have to check in with ourselves and be able to think, like, am I honoring that lens of joy? Am I honoring the idea that there's gratitude in every moment? Am I appreciative of the little things? Am I getting excited about the nonchalant things? Am I able to smile at the fact that it is raining? Like the child might be one who might like be running and playing around, and then they like might like fall and like scrape their knees, and they might like cry for a second, but then they're over it, and then they get back into it, and they're right back to it, right? Whereas like as adults, we do a great job of holding on to things, and we do a great job of taking things personally. And not to say that that's wrong, but we don't always have to approach things in a way that's gonna keep on bringing on like more of that heaviness, more of that burden, more of that stress. Now, don't get me wrong, because like sometimes that's an important part of our growth, and there's two sides to this where that's calling us into our power. But at the same time, really, when we are called into our power, it can also be parallel to being able to be called into our gratitude, and being able to be called into our joy, and really being able to challenge the ways in which we are looking at things. And so check in with yourself, like use this, me talking to you, as an invitation for you to start creating space in your regular routine to be able to bring more carefreeness, more joy, more gratitude, more magic, more excitement. You are a bridge for magic to come into this world. And one of the ways that you do it is by being able to go back. And again, I don't even want to just refer to it as like, like that child, it's childlike nature, but it's not literally just like child nature. Like, it's not just that, it's childlike nature because it happens within the time frame that we are children. But again, like, that perspective is like soul perspective. It is like higher consciousness perspective. It is about being able to see the bigger story. It's about being able to see the gratitude in any situation. Like, remember, this is like a big idea. And if it resonates with you, feel it out, because I want you to go deeper. This is the perfect reality. We are in a reality right now, at least this is just an idea, this is just what makes sense for me, where this reality right now is the accumulation of like all of like the quantum fields meeting in a single point to be able to provide the best experience for your growth. It might not be the easiest, it might not be the one that brings about like the immediate joy, but it calls us into a place where we are in sometimes challenged, yet also invited to be able to step into that joy, to look at the parts of ourselves and to be able to transmute them, to alchemize them again, So really keep in mind that, there may be this connotation in your head that you're not allowed to act like a child. And if that's the way you're thinking, I understand that. But again, understand that it's not like you're acting like a child. It's like you're actually wanting to act more like pure soul, pure consciousness, higher source. And that is what the child sees things through, because they haven't been corrupted, or they haven't been influenced by the way that society wants us to see things. Society does a great job of distracting us with fascination and diluting the magic, and so we have to make sure that like we're playing the other side of that we are the balance. And so, like so many people are just like caught up in the distraction of the fascinations around them, yet they're fascinated in the things that aren't fully serving them. They're fascinated in the things that are distracting them. You want to get fascinated in the things that are going to enrich you. So get fascinated with your own creative process. Get fascinated with nature. Get fascinated with making people smile. Get fascinated with feeling what it's like to dance and to create. Because again, when you think about the childlike nature, it's all about creating. I want to go in a sandbox. I want to create things. I want to get messy. I want to paint things. What does that sound like? That's the creator. That's the creation. We need to honor that. The childlike nature that's inside of us, that is like source creation energy moving through us. So really honor that. So that's kind of like what I'm really feeling with this card. And you guys let me know, like, how does this feel? Like, how does this resonate with you? Does this get you even more pumped up? Because again, like the reason why we do these broadcasts, we do these little videos, is to be able to collectively inspire each other. And so these cards are just another opportunity to be able to open the discussion. And I want you to be able to continue these discussions with you. I want you to be able to encourage and create space for other people to be able to express themselves. And again, like, you don't have to say like, oh, like, let's just go tap in with our childlike nature. It's like, no, let's just get creative. Let's go get expressive. Let's go get dance. Let's go dance like adults and things like that. Let's have fun, because you are worthy of having fun. And maybe that's a part of your journey right now. It's really owning your own worthiness. And so regardless of what you have been through, you are worthy of joy, and you are worthy of excitement, and you are worthy of being able to acknowledge and receive all of the magic that is already around you. You can walk outside your house right now and you will find magic if you are looking for it. And if you aren't looking for it, it's still there, but you just might not see it. And so that's the reality, is the fact that like there is the magic all around us, and we have to kind of train ourselves to be able to see it and to be able to open ourselves to it. And when we do this, reality reciprocates it by providing us with more synchronicities, by kind of allowing ourselves to like manifest more of which we desire. And again, as we do this, and I'm just going to wrap it up here, this is really about kind of like raising the vibration, like raising ourselves into that lightheartedness. And literally, like when you think about the word lightheartedness, it's right there, right? Like light heart. This is about embodying the light. This is about, again, removing the gunk. And this is the metaphor that I talked about before. Like we all have this exact same light is inside every single one of us. The exact same light. No one is brighter or dimmer than anyone else. The only difference is that we have dirt and gunk covering that light. And that's been built on by society and conditioning and programming. Our job as adults, as responsible adults, is to clear out that dirt, is to do the work, is to change our diet, is to change our morning routines, is to create space for creative expression, is to be in service of others, to be in service to ourselves. This moves the dirt, it changes the way we see things, and then through that we're able to shine that light even brighter, which again allows others to do the same. And that's our birthright, you know, like our birthright is to be able to feel the joy of that high vibration, to feel the joy of that excitement, and to really be able to like find gratitude in our day-to-day lives while being able to ripple that into other lives as well. So it's about, you know, honoring the self, honoring who we are, honoring that lighthearted perspective within us, the childlike nature of who we are, which again is like ancient source nature, bringing that forward into the modern day world, bringing the wisdom of the ancient heart into modern day world. And then in turn, that changes things, creates things. And so I want you to go out there. I want you to be able to practice this. I want you to be able to check in with yourself. I want you to be able to experience this, create the habit of it, while also building community, connecting with others, and noticing the effect that it has. Lead by example through the lightheartedness that is already inside of you. That is who you are. That is your nature. So that's kind of what I'm feeling with this card. And yeah, again, just going over the keywords. Feelings of wholeness, really embodying the whole aspect of who we are, including the parts that we've forgotten. We never forget, we just kind of put them on a shelf. So it's time to like open up that box again and be like, oh, here's all those like toys that I haven't played with, you know, the internal mechanisms of how we see things. Expression of life, expression of life affirming feelings, collective play, lightheartedness, nurturing awareness, sensuality, artistic expression. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Traditional meaning, pleasure, zest for life. That's super key. Social gathering, again, sharing it with others. Go dance with your friends. Go have a fire pit celebration. Go create a paradigm shift community. Find the others. Have your open-minded discussion meditation circles. Human warmth, affection, positive attitude towards life, joy of being, carefreeness. So there you go, guys. That's the Nine of Cups. Super powerful card to be able to receive today. And again, you know, we're moving through. We're like past the full moon at this point. We're getting ready for the month ahead and everything. New seasons transitioning. Now is a really, really, really important time to be able to make sure that like as the seasons change, this is really important. I'm going to end it on this. A lot of people get kind of scared of winter and things like that, but you have to understand that as the nights get darker, we are called to shine even brighter. So and then the next season we shine even brighter, and then the next season we shine even brighter. So that's kind of the journey, is to allow ourselves to continuously shine brighter, and that's going to be a very relative circumstance based on like your own path and your own experience and your own sort of like understanding of what it means to shine brighter. That can be a very simple thing, it can be a very dynamic thing, but just be aware that again, you know, like where we are right now is calling us to shine brighter. So just really honoring that. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Just gonna look over some of the chats real quick. Again, thank you so much everyone for joining in. Matthew, Mordecai, Phyllis, Dory, Amanda, Shayna, Laura, Joyce, and so many other people. Yeah, just really honor you guys for being here. And again, let's ripple this inspiration. So this message is going to reach X number of people, and then we're going to ripple it even further. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Let's just end with a very simple meditation, and then we will wrap this up. So this is what we usually do in these tarot readings, is just end it with a simple meditation. So and again, there's other readings on my channel. You can go back and watch those as well and listen to them at any time for some awesome inspiration. So just invite you guys to close your eyes in this moment, and we'll just take a breath here. We'll just slow down just for a second. I really want you to intentionally place your focus moving forward on just acknowledging how you can bring more of that lightheartedness into your day-to-day life, understanding that it is a practice, it is a routine, and it is a habit that is developed through willpower. So take another breath here, gentle inhales. And just connect with your heart. Connect with the part of yourself that maybe you haven't fully been giving the love and attention to, and help bring that forward. And that's a very important part of your being. Honor that and nurture that. You are worthy of being able to experience joy, gratitude, and zest for life. This world is your sandbox. This world literally is your playground. So as I'm just going to do some like free flow tree, I want you to imagine yourself playing as a child and as an adult at the same time. Even in a sense, if you want to visualize this, even imagine yourself playing with your child self. So imagine yourself like sitting in a sandbox with your younger self. And I want you to be able to pay attention to like any of the feelings and any of the conversation that takes place just through that thought. And I want you to be able to continue that and to foster that and to nurture that. Because I think that child part of ourself is incredibly wise. And I think it's in trying to remind us. It's just being like, hey, like, don't take things so seriously. Make sure you take time for yourself. Go out there, relax, have fun, dance, roll in the grass. That is what life is about. Life is not just about, dealing with all of the important things that come with it, that teach us to grow stronger and teach us how to manage things, but it is also being able to create balance to make sure that we are enjoying this ride that we have chosen to take part in. You came here to enjoy this life. And so really honor that while finding balance. Carefree without being careless. So take another breath here, and I'm just going to do some like channeled freestyle flow tree in this moment. And so as you move forward upon this infinite test, make sure that you are always trying your best to look past and to see the life that has this infinite zest, these infinite flavors, these infinite colors that you have never seen, places that you have never been, because there is more to this world than you will ever even see. Infinite lands of infinite possibilities, realities in which you can truly manifest all it is you wish to be, flying on the dragon, soaring through the sky, being the hero of your own journey as you continue to seek the deeper questions as to why, of why you have forgotten, of why you have lost touch, only to be able to remind yourself how to find your place back to that love, back to that source and that light that has always been inside, that is infinitely old and infinitely wise. For that is the heart that is brought forth into this world. That is the choice that will truly help us reach this goal, the goal of sparking the spirit that is within, the goal of reminding ourselves that we are the infinite kin. Whether you be 90 or whether you be 9, you are worthy of this path, because each of us is a soul that is timeless and will continue to last beyond this one lifetime and into the next, as we continue to expand into the spectrum that is our very best. For as you learn, we grow. As you grow, we evolve, and we can allow ourselves to see that it doesn't matter when we fall. For a scraped knee is but a lesson. For a cut nose is but an opportunity. And so as you clean up from all the opportunities, allow yourself to see through this, allow yourself to step into this, allow yourself to swing, allow yourself to sing, allow yourself to dive deeper than you have ever been. For there is excitement in this life that is calling your name, that is inviting you to remember why you chose to play this game. You came here to have fun. You came to see beyond the illusions. You came here to allow each of us to rid this cosmic confusion, to pierce through the veils of amnesia, to allow ourselves to truly feel this, that this is the path that we have chosen, that this is the life that we were given, that this is the opportunity that will bring us into more of who we were meant to be. And so honor that spark inside, honor that light that has always been, clear off the dirt and build a sandcastle with it, because this is what it means to be allowing. This is what it means to be carefree. This is what it means to truly see that this life is your choice and your opportunity to remind yourself of what it means to be free. Just take another breath here. So yeah, just reminding ourselves that don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to play. This is all creativity. This is all just practice. So, hey, hey, hey. And I say, hey, it's a wonderful kind of day to laugh and learn and play and get along with each other. A lot of you know that as like the Arthur song. That's like a Ziggy Marley song, straight up, right? So there's some like deep conscious themes even just within that. So I leave you with that reminder that, you know, this is a wonderful kind of day right now. Wherever you are right now, it is a beautiful day. Look for it and you will find it. See it inside and you will see it outside. So awesome. Thank you guys again so much. Absolutely. Please feel free to share this broadcast with your friends. Leave some more comments down below. Really just loving the interaction that we're creating here, building as a community. A reminder that we have more happening through ParadigmShiftCentral.com, including regular broadcasts on Thursday. So if you're looking to spend some time connecting with community online, be sure to join us for our team roundtables Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at live.ParadigmShiftCentral and broadcasted through youtube.com/SkullBabylon as well. So thank you again. And again, if you want to get more personal, more one-on-one, I'm providing my spiritual coaching for you, being able to invite you guys to be able to connect on those deeper levels, and you can contact me to be able to set up those individual sessions. And of course, please feel free to just donate to the PayPal if you find value in the service we provide for the community when you're able to. And if you want to go even deeper, you can sign up to the team Patreon with a monthly micro donation and get your Shifter Booster Kit, which, look, even this thing's like a little like spaceship. Look at it. Honestly, like, this is a toy. This is a tool. This is much bigger than it looks. So thank you for being much bigger than you look as well. So thank you guys so much. As always, keep it shifty, and I will see you guys in the future. Share this video with your friends. Go kick some butt. Have an awesome day. Keep spreading that love. And yeah, you're doing great. Thank you so much. See you guys soon. Much love.